Granit Xhaka, for example, who 3 years ago not only was being booed off by his own fans, but also was not doing what he does on a football pitch now as advanced as he does. Seb?
Yeah, I would also factor in a little bit of maturity there, because I think the thing that has let Granit Xhaka down an awful lot during these games is a sort of like an overhype. He's made some very, very poor decisions in the North London derby before. He's made some bad tackles. He has been positionally ill-disciplined. And I felt like in keeping with this kind of full circle aspect to his career now, those are all the things that were good about his performance over the weekend. I thought he was excellent. And it's kind of like, it's too much Granit Xhaka is a bad thing. And so moderate Xhaka, proportioned out Granit Xhaka is a good thing. He's got his strength, his passing, like his long range shooting, and actually a word that I don't think I've ever used in connection with Granit Xhaka: responsibility. Like Arsenal's left side was absolutely brilliant against Spurs, roasted. Like Martinelli was just fantastic against Emerson Royale, and a big part of that is the stability that Xhaka provides on that side. Zinchenko's there as well, yes, but like you don't have that functionality without someone doing the role that he did. So yeah, he was excellent. I think he was Arsenal's best player actually on Saturday.
Okay, I agree with this. Yes, just this book is so good. You should get it. Anyway, what is next? Oh, Gabriel Jesus. Let's talk about Gabriel Jesus, please, JJ, because he's good, isn't he? But if I'm being extra harsh, and I am being, just for the purpose of this, and just to be clear for listeners at home, these are my words, not Steve Hankey's. If we're being extra harsh, there were a couple of sort of quite good opportunities in the game that he didn't take. And I wanted to ask you, when we're expecting him to be running across defenders in the 6-yard box like Erling Haaland does, are we asking too much of a player that also has many other roles on the pitch as well? Like, is he doing stuff elsewhere that prevents him from being in the place where I want him to be to score, to snuffle up those lovely goals?
Yes.
Okay. What's that?
Well, what he does is that they rotate a lot of that front five. So the whoever you have along the front five, you have Xhaka and Odegaard will be slightly deeper usually than Jesus. You'd think be through the middle, but often Martinelli goes through the middle there as a central forward, and Jesus drops out to the left. He comes into midfield sometimes as well. I think it's something they'll improve on in time. They'll work out when he should be in the box at certain times to be able to finish those moves. But someone, whether him, Martinelli, or Saka even, should be the one that's finishing the ball that's fired across the 6-yard box, like what Haaland was doing for Man City.
Yeah.
Because it's similar in their shape, but they have two wide wingers. You get 1v1 with the fullbacks or wing backs, and then Spurs are trying to make that 2v1, so then they have to put the ball into the middle, so they're passing it about lots. The passing maps are quite fun because you can see that Arsenal was just going sideways in the final third because they were getting caught with it.
The passing maps were very cool. Sometimes I think, by the way, lots of people listen to our podcast who have no idea who we are or what we do otherwise. If you go on YouTube and you look at Tifo IRL or Tifo Football, you can choose between some lovely on-camera videos of largely JJ and John McKenzie analysing the football immediately after games have occurred. On Illustrated, you'll find many of Seb's delightful scripts which have been animated by our team, all sorts of interesting stories. I forget to do that because I know people will find us here through the Spotify search or the Apple search or the internet search, and will have not ever watched one of our videos before, JJ.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, they should do that then.
Anyway, William Saliba, he did a nutmeg in the opposition box. I very much enjoyed that. And according to James McNicholas, so says Steve Hankey, hot off the press, so says Steve Hankey. When asked about a new contract after this weekend's game, so says Steve Hankey, Saliba said, "We will see. They talk a little bit. We will see." That's hot off the press.
Yes, I mean, it's just new contract talk that they might sign a contract.
But the press is so warm on that. It won't be by the time this is released.
Like, either he's...
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and Rafa Honigstein. There are journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.